Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Here's me and Bernard Socks on Saturday morning. How are you doing, Socks? You gonna tell them? No, he's just gonna settle down nicely. We're having quite a relaxed Saturday morning. Just got coffee, thanks to Jeremy, and little pastries as well. He's been out to the shop and come back with pastries and made coffee. Perfect. It's quite a rainy Saturday morning outside. I will settle this camera down, make everyone seasick, and settle with my coffee. It's been quite a productive week. My birthday week. It's been very nice. The week worked out. I was working on two projects I can't tell you about. I keep saying that, I know. I will tell you when they are announced. And I can tell all. Part of working on them this week was being sent roughs of covers of both books. Coincidentally, they're two different publishers, two different lists. And that was amazing, especially since one of the books is illustrated by me and the cover utilizes some of my illustrations. So that was amazing to see. What else? My agent has the finished version of my thriller that I've spent all this year writing. I began it, I think, on the 2nd of January, and now it's finished and ready, and we're both very happy with it. And he sent it out, I heard yesterday. I probably shouldn't be saying all this into YouTube, but anyway, it's out there in the world, so that's good. People can read it and decide. And I just hope it sells, because I'm very happy with it. It's quite dark. And just lots of nice things. 2 meals out for my birthday, 2 trips out just for mooching around the shops, one in town, one in Bramall with Jeremy. Just our easy kind of afternoons where we stop for coffee and we have a little look in places. Quite straightforward, quite low-key. And it's been colder. I mean, now it's raining, but it was almost frosty at one point this week when we went out on my birthday night to go to Stockport under the arches of the railway. There's a Indian restaurant we didn't know about, but our friend John did. And going out there that night, it was actually just a bit frosty, which was reassuring because in other years, it's not been frosty until about January, so the weather's a bit more normal here anyway. I love these little cups. Is that a cat or a fox? No, it's a cat, isn't it? Because it's got, yeah, of course it is. These are from our friend Deborah a number of years ago. All our kitchen is filled with mismatched things and unusual things that all came from different people or were passed on by different people or that we found in trips in some second-hand shop or antique shop. Nothing, we never spend a fortune on things like that. But it's especially nice having the gifty ones that go back years and years. Even when I've got some really lovely hand-thrown pottery cups and saucers from my birthday in 1992, I think, or 3, from a friend who wandered away from our lives. Still don't understand why, 10 years ago. Not very nice. But the cups and saucers have survived more than 30 years with hardly any chips. Next time I'm in the kitchen filming one of these, I'll show you those. Right, now, reading. I've only read a little this week because I've been concentrating on doing these words each day, at least 1,500. Reading has been something I've had to find time for in the afternoon or late at night when I'm tired. But I've been progressing with this, reading it really slowly, this Disney novel, Princess of Thieves, Mari Mancusi. And I'm really liking it. I think she does really clever things. This whole subplot about the attempted, supposed murder of Richard the Lionheart adds complications to this what-if universe that I was not really expecting. And I really buy the fact that we're reading about the inner lives of these foxes and rhinos and vultures and rabbits in Sherwood Forest. Somehow it's just made all that real for me. I guess it helps that all those characters have been in my head since I was very, very little. The Disney versions as well as everything, as all the other versions. Anyway, I'm liking that. And I'm keen to finish it this weekend and move on to something else. I've just dug out this, which is a replacement copy. Look at that, £1.94 from a charity shop a number of years ago. I did have my own copy of this as a kid, and I've got multiple copies of the 70s paperbacks and the 90s paperbacks because I like all the colours and covers, rather. But these are the ones I grew up with, the Collins Lyons edition in this slipcase, which I believe was designed by my Facebook friend Bernie Stevens, who's also a novelist and member of the Dracula Society. And I met her at a Dracula Society dinner where they had me talking once, and I found out at some point that she was her previous career had been in book design, and she did this, which is one of the perfect objects of my childhood. Every generation since they first came out has their own copies of Narnia, I guess. These are actually in order. And from what I remember, they always smell very strongly of glue, as box sets often do, because they're made and shoved straight in there, and they come out pristine, but slightly glue smelling. So I thought about dipping into Narnia. It popped into my head last night. These covers are great. It's the same artist as the Alan Garner books of the same time and some of the Penelope Lively fantasy books of the same time. Stephen Lavis. And I really like them. I mean, obviously Pauline Baynes is the one for Narnia, but these have their own magic to them. So I'm not sure. It must be 20 years, impossibly, since I sat down and read these before. Actually, that's not true. I remember reading The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Christmas 2003, in the flat in town, because I remember having a meeting with the head of the writing department that I was about to move to the next year, sometime over Christmas, in town, and I was reading The Voyage of the Dawn Treader then, and we were talking about Narnia and the last battle. But I do remember getting The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe on Kindle, so I'd always have it with me wherever I was, which seemed a very sensible thing to do. It is, really, to have favourite books with you that you could read on your phone if need be, if you were, I don't know, trapped in a lift or on a terrible visit somewhere. But I do remember, and I think it was the time we were in Perth one winter, and rereading possibly about 2010, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe then. But even that, you see, is quite a while ago now. I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't, maybe I'll just dip in. But they do make me feel impossibly nostalgic. Thinking about this Whitby trip we've got coming up, I was reminded of the year it snowed, 2017, and we had to drive all the way to Whitby for the weekend. And my birthday present from my friend Stuart had been the soundtrack to the cartoon of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe from 1979, one of my favourite cartoons ever. And my favourite version of that book, I think, on screen. And he'd managed to get hold of the music from the composer in Canada, I believe, which still seems like the most incredible thing to do. And we played it all the way to Whitby. And when you drive up from Pickering, up all the windy roads, steep hills, to the top and over the moors, it was very snowy. Our friend Anthony was with us, and he'd never been to Whitby with us before. And we stopped at all the places, the bits that look like the death zone in The Five Doctors, the bits that look like the Box of Delights with a railway station, a goat herd, and then Whitby itself, under snow. And that was really magical in 2017. And did I read some Narnia then? I'm not sure. Maybe just listening to the music in the car and then getting out and playing in the snow on our journey was enough to make me feel as if I'd been. It probably was. And every year I watched the cartoon again. The films never had the same charm. Anyway, that's all I'm blethering on about this Saturday morning. I'm going to eat my pastries and read my book and sit with socks. And I hope everybody out there is well. And you're going to have a good weekend. Okay, goodbye. See you again soon.